Welcome back to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with San Diego businesses and the key people that are working hard to make a difference in our community. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewsandtalk.com. Okay, we're back, and we have with us, welcome, Brad Pagano from the San Diego Financial Literacy Center.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here.
Great. So now let's start out with telling our listeners a little bit about the Literacy Center. You're a charitable organization, correct?
Yes. This January, we opened our doors. We had our grand opening in February, actually. President and CEO of the Chamber, Jerry Sanders, helped us kick off the day. And we are a financial literacy center designed to give free, unbiased, culturally competent financial education to the community with special programs focusing on the military, the youth, and low to moderate income communities.
Wow. How do you go about compiling your information that you put out in the workshops and seminars and what have you?
Well, my counterpart, Chase Peckham, who's our director of community outreach, he puts together our workshops in concert with our corporate partners and in concert with our industry partners. And we put together custom workshops on any number of financial literacy topics, ranging from budgeting, credit management, debt management, to how to buy a house, how to buy a car, investing. We even have a very interesting one about what to do, finances before you say I do, which is a very interesting one for a lot of our youngsters out there.
Yeah. So I probably could have used that before I got married. I'd probably still be married. But
oh, we could do a whole show on that topic there, Barry.
No, we're going to leave that one alone. So. Wow. So who's your target market? Let's talk about that.
Well, what we're looking to do is we want to continue to provide our workshops and seminars to the masses. So we really want to work with any community partner, any military agency, any school district, school, a church, ministry, community group. That's really who we're looking to provide our information to. We want to do it in a way that's proficient, in a way that meets them where they are and talking with them and not at them. And then obviously we're always looking for industry partners on the side of corporate partners, foundation partners, and individuals to help us meet our need of filling our time, talent, and treasure buckets.
Right. So just from my background in the business, you have the ability to communicate a good message to mostly the young people. What about crossing that over? And if you go into the corporate environment, you give some advanced topics to the executives and you roll out the basics to the rank and file.
Yeah, I mean, what we try to do is we try to survey our population and say what is important to them. We don't want to go in and square peg the round hole, so to speak. So we say, what is important to your population? Is it investing? Are you have retirees? Do you have retirees? Do you have new people coming on board? What would be the most advantageous way for us to communicate to your group? We have a list of about 30 workshops that we currently are offering that are customized to meet your needs. So when we're speaking to military men and women, it's vastly different than when we're speaking to our high school and college community. And then it's also vastly different than when we're in our corporate partners. So everywhere that we go, we try to, again, meet the needs of that specific population in a way that they want the information.
Mm-hmm. Well, I normally save this for the end of the interview, but I'll go in the middle of it today. Why don't you tell our listeners how they can find you if they want to talk to you about putting on a workshop for them?
Well, that's excellent. Our website is www.sdflc.org, San Diego Financial Literacy Center, the first letter of each word. .org. They can reach us through that website. We have a plethora of information about our staff, our board of advisors, all three of our pillar programs, about how they can get connected. We have a tremendous amount of resources on there that are easily downloadable. And best of all, everything that we do is free. So we don't charge to come out. We don't charge to provide you information. We want to provide it to you in a way that you want it. So again, it's through the generosity of our donors and our individual partners and our foundation partners that we're able to continue to do this in a free manner. And that's our long-term goal.
Well, that drives the biggest question for me is why? Why are you doing this?
Well, I'm passionate about what we're doing because I believe in our mission. When we started this, I've been in nonprofit for 15 years, and I wanted to do something that was going to make a difference in our community. I wanted to wake up every day and know that I was going to make a difference in people that are living here in San Diego, working here in San Diego. My brother's a veteran. My father was a veteran. My grandfather's a veteran. So the military program is very close to me. I also enjoy working with youth because I think education is the key. Education is the foundation to what we're going to be doing in the future. So if we can get in and make a difference on some of these kids, all of these kids, and provide them with information that they can use. It's one thing to go in and talk over their head about things that they don't need, but it's giving them information that they can use on a day-to-day basis to live a consistently financial fit life and develop those positive personal financial habits that are going to bring them success later in their years.
Yeah, well, with all the debacle coming out of the recessions and everything else, there's just so much of a need for this. And, it's funny, I look at the financial services industry as a whole, and you see most people in the industry going after the other part of the community. There's not a lot of profitability in working with somebody who's just getting started. So everyone goes after the people that are making, the bazillion dollars out there. I think this is great. So, my hat's off to you for what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
So, you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-hosts Andrea Kay and Urban Miaris, and our guest, Brad Pagano from the San Diego Financial Literacy Center.
Yeah. Hey, Brad, I have a question. With the younger generation today, millenniums, shall I say, they are, studies have shown they're so different than their older brothers and sisters and parents and grandparents. How are you getting them to distinguish between buying or financial matters with what they want and what they need? That seems to be the big.
Well, that's a great question, Urban. Obviously today everybody's tied to their cell phones, their laptops, their tablets, their computers. So part of what we're doing is, again, being culturally competent and linguistically correct. We want to meet them where they are. So we do a lot of what we do online. We provide them with opportunities to download information. We have a YouTube channel. We have a Facebook page. We have a LinkedIn page. We have a Twitter page. So what we're trying to do is, meet the needs of our entire demographic, whether they're ninth graders through our Wave of the Future program, whether they're military men and women through our Boost for Our Heroes program, or if they're getting ready to retire or later, 45, 50 through our Smart With Your Money program. So for us, it's about, finding the niche that they need. And when we go in and speak to a millennial group, we make sure that we do it in a way that they understand. We try to bring peer-to-peer, which is very important. We want to talk to them and bring people in that can relate to what they're going through. I'm only 36, but I really have no idea what the 21-year-olds are going through today, or the 18-year-olds. So again, we try to bring people in that understand that, and that's important because they can have that direct relation, and that's how we continue to build our source of volunteers and how we are able to build for lack of a better term, an army of people to help us get this information out to the masses.
Yeah, I know I have a battle, especially with veterans that are disabled in the recent Iraq and Afghanistan conflicts, and they come back and they get the large benefits, the cash settlement, not as much as they did a few years ago, but here they got 100, 150,000 or more. They have a guaranteed income for the rest of their life based on their sacrifice for the country. They're making more money than their parents have ever made.
Right.
And right away they want to buy a Corvette.
Right.
They want to put an addition on their mother-in-law's house.
Right.
I have a battle with this constantly.
Well, I think what it is, it's the marketing that people are getting out that you have to have it right now. You have to do it right now.
That's what they want.
We work on ideas behind the psychology of spending and about take a deep breath, stop. Can you spend cash to buy that? Is this a want or a need? And a lot of people don't understand that. They say, well, I need that. Well, why do you need that? Once you've got your home and your shelter and everything covered, I mean, there's statistics out there that show whether you make 50,000 or 500,000, you can't quantify happiness. So does money really buy happiness? We don't know, but that's what the kids are led to believe nowadays. So we try to get in front of them, show them examples, and have people that have struggled, bring in a retired master chief to talk to a bunch of veterans and say, this is what happened when I transitioned out or I came back as disabled. I had this money. Now look at me. So it's again about offering that real world example to provide them with tangible information that we hope they're going to take back and use. It's about educating and empowering somebody based on their environment and experience.
Well, it's almost like a little bit like a culture war, though, because you got to fight against them watching the Kardashians and all of these images. That's really what the goal is to have in terms of that lifestyle. And you got to get real with them and tell them, the realities of accepting personal responsibility and what is a need versus a want. Right.
My favorite line is, "What you see on MTV is not real."
Right.
It's scripted. I have a friend that works for MTV, and believe it or not, the Jersey Shore was scripted, people. It didn't really happen that way. So it's, again, the perception. They get bombarded every day with, predatory lending practices, with marketing pieces that are designed to get them to sign up for credit cards and do different things. Our goal is to get that information, provide it to them, and say, that's incorrect. When you go to buy a car, the reason, here's a great thing. The people that have the largest American flags on their car lot are the ones that are preying on the military members.
Mm-hmm.
It's just little things like that nobody thinks of. And it's about giving them information. And really, again, it's educating and empowering based on environment and experience. If you go in and you try to give a group of enlisted men and women the same information you're going to give a group of single moms, it's not going to work. You have to do it based on where they are. And that's why it's important for us to partner with a lot of corporate entities and a lot of professionals and individuals like Barry who could come in and say, here's my experience. And it's real, it's interactive, and it's conversational. It's not us with a bunch of PowerPoint decks going, this is what you do, this is how you do it.
Right.
Nobody's going to listen. But the best thing about our workshops is they're interactive. We give out prizes at the end, and we reward those people that pay attention. So you could walk away with zoo tickets. You could walk away with SeaWorld tickets. You could walk away with Starbucks cards. So for us, it's really about engaging them in what brings people to a seminar: free food and prizes.
You do any webcasts, any web education as well?
We're working on that. We're developing a very groundbreaking public relations campaign with our partner, Berkman Strategic Communications, and we're really excited about that, and we're very happy to have him as a partner. So you be on the lookout. San Diego Financial Literacy Center is coming. We're going to be the preeminent financial literacy center soon.
I have one last question for you because we are running short on time, but demographics, how far can you go? How far can you spread your wealth?
Well, right now we're in San Diego, but we want to make sure that we're putting together a platform that can be taken wherever it needs to be taken, because this is not only affecting us here in this lovely America's beautiful finest city, but it's affecting everybody. And if we can make a change here, we can make a change anywhere.
Okay, great. Well, let's wrap up and tell our listeners once again how they can find you. Any websites, phone numbers, addresses. Where can we get you?
Well, we're physically brick and mortared in Kearny Mesa at 9325 Sky Park Court, Suite 260. Our website is www.sdflc.org, and you can reach me directly at 858-751-2606. Would love to hear from you, love to chat with you, and love to build a platform out to help you.
Great. Well, Brad, it's been wonderful. I love this kind of stuff. So we're going to follow up, and we're going to have you on here more often, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Great. So appreciate you being with us. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego businesses and the people that are working hard to make a difference in our community. This is financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after the break with more homegrown business close up, and we will have Deborah Emerson from St. Madeline's Sophie Center with us.